Well, all right. Seems like we're all ready to go. You have to pardon me. I'm wiping my face, moisturizing, because a brother needs to look good when he on camera and when he get out the shower. And he's got to be presentable, because he can't be on screen looking ghetto. He can't be on screen looking all messed up, throwed away. Nah, we can't be doing that. Nah, we can't be doing none of that. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for yet another chapter of One Punch Man. So let's go ahead and get it started up in here, shall we? Yo, peoples, Kyushu 92 here. You have to pardon me if my face looks a little bit shiny, because I'm trying to be on camera looking straight. I'm trying to look nice, presentable, like I got some home training. Y'all know I got to mess around with y'all sometimes. Y'all know I do. Well, welcome everybody. Time for yet another chapter of One Punch Man. Pardon my face if it looks a little bit moist. I'm just moisturizing. But time to see where the chapters of One Punch Man will take us, because in the last chapter, we saw Suryu. He's finally left the hospital. He's finally been discharged, like you're a broadcast anchor.
Sir, we need to get you across your forehead. We need to get the eyebrow. Get the eyebrow. Get the eyebrow.
But yeah, last we left off with One Punch Man. Suryu got discharged from the hospital and went out to see about joining the Heroes Association in order for him to find Saitama and train and be as strong as him. Now, while that's going on, he also sees like Neo Heroes broadcasting everywhere, their advertisements everywhere, and even seeing like a new hero from the Neo Heroes called Webby Gatherer. I think it's a Webby Gatherer. And she, like this little princess looking chick, and she comes in and she defeats this giant anteater king, and she's all like talking to her fans and everyone like she's a streamer or something, and she goes flying off into the distance. So Suryu, kind of curious about Neo Heroes in a way of like trying to get information on them, not interested in actually joining them, he decides to try and, join them so he can, find some stuff out. And while he's in the process of training and, presenting just how strong he is in order for him to, get into Neo Marines, he accidentally breaks one of the battle suits that costs hundreds of millions of yen and finds himself basically in debt to the Neo Heroes and pretty much forced to be there in order to pay off the large sum of money it cost for one of those battle suits. And he gets introduced to Metal Bat and also Sekkengar while McCoy is introducing everybody. So let's see what happens in the next chapter. Chapter 202, Neo Leaders. And we have Webby Gatherer, who is on the front of this page. Okay. And we have Suryu, who's speaking to Metal Bat. How can I ever face Saitama? Huh? Saitama? You mean Bolt Cape? The guy who's always hanging around Demon Cyborg? You know him? And then we have McCoy chiming in. These heroes are like me. They changed allegiances due to the corruption and dithering of the Heroes Association. Meanwhile, McCoy's the same dude that is commissioning, monsters being kept underneath the Heroes Association for experimentation and black market deals. Also selling information to Neo Heroes of the Heroes Association so he can rise up the ladder for Neo Heroes. So it's kind of like, kind of ironic that McCoy is talking about corruption, and he's pretty much the most corrupt individual out of the entire Heroes Association when he was there. They changed allegiances due to the corruption and dithering of the Heroes Association. Right, Sekkengar? Yeah. Don't lump me in with you. And then we have Diabolical Emperor, formerly Child Emperor, going,
That's right. Compared to HA, which only recruits battle-ready heroes, Neo Heroes is more flexible and looks to the future. This organization has a system for fostering talent. From now on, young
diabolical emperor.
From now on, young aspiring heroes will flock here, and those who don't make the grade will end up as Class C or Class B heroes at HA. The trainers are also super first class.
And while, diabolical emperor is saying this, a very big burly, yo! Black Luster is here? And he's got a shirt on. I never thought I'd see the day. This dude's got a shirt on. He's got a shirt. Never mind the fact that his arms are covered, from when what was it? Ugly King or Ugly Emperor, whatever his name was, the super disgusting guy whose body was completely melting and he was spitting up acid, and that acid landed on Black Luster's hands, and the dude has been super depressed ever since that moment happened because, his muscles were tarnished. He's got like these big black gloves, he's got these big black gloves that are covering his arms, the acid scarring, but bruh got pants and a shirt on. This Joker got normal clothes. But it's Black Luster, and he's got a black t-shirt with like a white star in the middle, like a white 4-pointed star, and white pants. Black Luster, you switched too? Sort of. I decided to quit being an active hero. I was frustrated with pro-heroism, so I'm thankful to Neo Heroes for showing me a new way of life. And both Sekindar and Metalbat are just kind of looking at him. Sekindar is more taken aback by Black Luster leaving the HA. Wow, Black Luster is gone from HA. What about Captain Mizuki? Hopefully I'm saying her name. I'm hopefully saying her name right. Is it Captain Mizuki? Someone could. Oh God, let me know if I'm saying her name wrong. The same chick that the sports chick who has like her hair in a spiky ponytail, and she was always checking in on Black Luster. I wonder how she feels about Black Luster leaving. And then we have someone laughing in the background.
You could be gutless and still be Class S at HA. But that ain't good enough for Neo leaders, so be careful.
Huh? And Metalbat starts walking in one direction, but Sekindar stops him. And then Metalbat looks at Sekindar as if to say, like, what? No, don't engage him. Just the look alone. I love how the facial expressions can say so much without actual words. And Metalbat just breathes in and just calms himself. Then McCoy comes in. Hey, old timer, you gotta introduce. Oh wait, that's Metalbat.
Hey, old timer, you gonna introduce us to the Neo leaders or what? Who's that mug with the big mouth?
Well, that's Ryuman. He's the leader of the Ryuman gang, a militant faction with 400 members. They were a bunch of outcasts, but now they plan to use their violent proclivities for the good of society. And this dude has got like this bowl cut, like a very high bowl cut, with thick eyebrows, missing, I think, 2 of his front teeth. This dude is scoogly looking, with a big old fur coat with Neo Heroes printed on one side and smoking a real big cigar. The Ryomen gang is under supervision, but they've already become valuable fighters. Oh, and he stands up and he's got these 3 scars going across the side of his face, and he keeps holding his mouth open. Wow, so, well, that's one way he can smoke with his teeth closed. Since both of his front teeth are missing, he can literally just hold his cigar in the middle of his mouth without even having to open up his jaw. Ha. The Ryomen gang is under supervision, but they've already become valuable fighters.
And part of our job is to enthusiastically help noobs grow. So watch your attitude.
And then someone walks up behind Ryomen and goes,
"You talk a good talk, but your past bad deeds remain." "Nah, I'm totally a new man."
"That's Axel. He's a charismatic youth leader of a vigilante group known as the Hunters, and responsible for defeating several monsters. This is the same dude that got recruited into Neo Heroes, and he's part of his group is the Rollerbladers, the people that use rollerblades to get around quickly. He's here. From now on, all 47 members will work for Neo Heroes. The sight of private citizens confronting monsters has won the people's hearts, so more heroes still on the fence are likely to join. And then Metalbat is thinking, he's got a backbone, and I respect that. And then someone else speaks up, but further behind Axel. Like, is everyone just further in the distance behind each other? First, you got Ryomen, who's right here. Then you got Axel, who's back here. Then you got someone who's all the way in the back. How long is this hallway for you to be introducing folks?
That's right. We must show Lost Lambs the way forward.
That's Infershnave? What sort of a name? That's Infershnave. He's the founder of the Otherworld Rebirth Doctrine, whose ranks have swelled the last few years. His 3 million worshippers support Neo Heroes. Oh great, we got a religion around these people now. We expect them to influence the media to our advantage. Great! Oh great, that's just fantastic. We expect them to use their influence, their 3 million worshipper Otherworld Rebirth Doctrine influence to manipulate the media to our advantage. The HA would never do this. McCoy would, but we expect them to influence the media to our advantage. And then Studio just goes, oh, heroes have to go that far?
You've thought this thoroughly.
And then someone else steps up.
After all, numbers mean strength.
That's Zadats. He's super rich and runs several companies.
I have 400 million followers on social media, so follow me. I don't do social media.
Metalbat, you're my kind of guy. Okay? Metalbat is an advocate for all of us with common sense everywhere. Look at him. I don't do social media. You're not missing out on anything. You are not missing out at all.
I have 40 million followers on social media, so follow me. I don't do social media.
Neo's abundant resources are largely thanks to him.
Will he be a combatant? Isn't that risky?
And then Zaditz speaks up.
No need to worry. What a bunch of paupers. I pour the most wealth into my own gear.
And then we have someone run it up. Webby Gather. Not Gatherer, but Webby Gather.
Sorry, I was getting eyelash extensions.
And then she runs up. Webby. You're Webby Gather, right? It's a pleasure. The name's Suryu. And then Suryu just walks up to her and places his hand on her costume. It's a pleasure. The name's Suryu. What a coincidence. Earlier why are you so hot? And then it shows the side of Webby Gather's face. And you can kind of make out her eye is just like very wide, but devoid of any pupils. And she has and the background has gone dark. And then she looks at Suryu with just this cutesy face with her eyes closed and goes,
Sorry, I just ironed my costume. Hands off or you wrinkle it.
No, there's something else about her. No. Characters who give you that look? Nah, that is, there's something else going on here. Also, the fact that Suryu burned his hand when he placed it on her costume, yet she's completely fine wearing it. He almost burned his hand touching her costume, yet she's completely fine wearing it. No, I don't trust it. She ain't normal. But she goes,
Hands off or you wrinkle it.
And then Suryu, kind of intimidated, goes like, oh, okay. And then we get the introduction for her. As you already know, Webby Gather is a pop idol who has fanatic support from teenagers. Great. Anyone who insults her risks her rabid fanbase's wrath. So she's basically the manga version of Taylor Swift then. Because if you insult Taylor Swift, you invite the wrath of everyone who absolutely worships Taylor Swift. Okay, so we at least we got that across. Anyone who insults her risks her rabid fanbase wrath. During half a year off, she underwent numerous experiments to become an enhanced human. Oh. Okay. Yep. Yeah, she's definitely not normal. As a singing, dancing, and fighting hero, she hopes to surpass even a My Mask. Announcing new singles in sync with her hero activities should further boost our popularity. And then Diabolical Emperor goes,
I'm Diabolical Emperor, and I always play your latest singles. Really? I'm so happy. Thanks.
And then Metalbat runs up going, Metalbat, my little sis is a fan. Can you sign this? Do that later. We're in a meeting. And then it's Black Luster, and he walks up to her. Mind you, Black Luster is huge. This dude is 8 feet. This dude is 9 feet. I want to say 10 feet tall. I want to say this dude is 10 feet tall, just walking up to her going, I'm a hero trainer, formerly Class S. The name's Super Alloy Black Luster. Nice to meet you. And then, while Black Luster is looking at Webby Gather, we got that, you remember the sumo dude who was being recruited for Neo Heroes? He's right next to Black Luster, towering over him, his head almost touching the ceiling, going, Do you really intend not to fight? And that is the last chapter for chapter 202. Luwani, what's going on? Hi, hello, how are you? Seems like a con Mr. Krabs would do. Mizuki, I think. Okay, I think I got it right. President Ugly, thank you. The guy who injured Black Luster. Welcome, Luwani. Got here late, just wanted to say hello before I start over. Oh, it's all good, Luwani. Happy to have you here. I was just thinking the same thing. Sup, everyone? Hybrid, good to see you. Holster, good to see you as well. Oh, yeah, I forgot My Mask is like a celebrity. Does photo shoots and modeling and all that. This is going to be a fun interaction. Look, My Mask thinks he's the best out of everybody. But we all know that there's something else mentally going on with the My Mask, because we've seen that we've seen like a little glimpse of what is mentally wrong with a My Mask, aside from like the apparent the presence that he gives when he's in front of everyone versus when he's going up against like opponents and stuff. There's that other side to him. So we've seen that. We don't fully know what's going on there though. But he also takes great pride in his looks and everything. So if he ever gets injured, specifically around his face, he'll just go ballistic. And he holds his position as basically the one person that stands in the way of anyone getting into Class A, or I think it's a Class A, or getting into Class A or getting into Class S. I think he's like, what, rank A? But he's the number one rank A, if I'm remembering correctly. To keep anyone else from getting into Class S. Full chapter only of introductions. Pretty much, yeah. Just introducing some people who are in Neo Heroes. And out of all of them, Webby Gather is the one that possibly concerns me the most. I ain't worried about Axel. I'm not worried about Ryomon and his 400-member militant faction. I ain't worried about Inferschnave. That's the name. Inferschnave. I'm gonna type this up. Inferschnave. Yep. It looks just as weird typing it out as it is actually saying it out loud. Inferschnave with his 3 million worshippers of the Otherworld Rebirth Doctrine. And then we get Zaditz, whose wealth has helped pay for a lot of what's going on with Neo Heroes. But Webby Gatherer is the one that intimidates me the most. Yeah, she's the one that intimidates me the most. Yep, last time I checked. Yeah, okay, so I'm right. He's the one that keeps people from getting to Class S if they don't meet his standards. Though we all know that Saitama surpasses basically everyone, but of course My Mask doesn't really want to acknowledge that. At least not now. I love the fact that the idol is the most intimidating one. Yeah. Yeah, she really is. I can tell you that she's going to be a problem. Oh, I can tell she is going to be a problem. Ryomon just looks like he's up to no good. It's to him just constantly smiling like, I couldn't possibly be up to nothing nefarious. Look at my face. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Eh? I ain't doing nothing wrong. We're in the right here. We're Neo heroes. Everything is perfectly legal. We're good. We're good. You really want to tussle with me? Hey, Paulie, come over here. Come over here. Yeah. Look at this guy. Look at this palooka over here. Look at him. You think you can take me? Hey, Paulie, show him what for. Show him. Get your bat. Your favorite bat. Get Lucille. Yeah, I know Negan wanted to use it yesterday, but take it from him. Get it. Use it. Yeah. You think you're gonna last, but you're not. He has that same sort of vibe. He has that same vibe. Because there is definitely something up with her. Also, enhanced human. Does that mean cyborg? I don't know. It looks like she's capable of flight. And during her first introduction, she had a jug of water that was basically this big. And she just chugged the entire thing in one go. While she was there on top of, after killing a monster single-handedly, she jugged a giant jug of water and just downed it all. And she said, like,
whew, well, gotta keep going.
And she flew off. So, nah, she ain't normal. Even though they say that she's an enhanced human that had numerous experiments done to her, yeah, that, I feel like that's just scraping the top of the iceberg there. She intimidates me. I'm generally unsure because enhanced human can mean a lot of things. Yes, it can mean a lot of things. It could mean cyborg. It could mean superhuman in the way that they were given superpowers. We don't know. We literally just got introduced to her. He's the villain that's pretending to be good but had a diabolical scheme underneath it all and love the dialect you give him. Thank you, Ogata. But this was an interesting chapter, and finding out that Black Luster has already left the HA. He's already gone. And it shows that his will to fight is basically gone. He's just a trainer now. And the sumo dude, whose name escapes me because it's been over several months since the last couple of chapters of One Punch Man, he shows up and he's questioning why Black Luster doesn't want to fight anymore. Like, do you really intend not to fight? So, wow. So already putting Black Luster on the spot. Mind you, Black Luster has not lost any luster. You would think someone who is heavily depressed, who spent most of their time getting stronger and keeping their muscles and their body fit, you would think Black Luster would possibly have lost some luster? Due to the depression? Because depression can affect people in different ways. Bodybuilders who get depressed may wind up not actually doing any more bodybuilding, and they may let their bodies go. Yet Black Luster in his body is still the same massive size that it is. So it makes you wonder why he doesn't intend to fight anymore. Or why he just chooses to be a trainer rather than trying to, be a hero again. Mind you, if I go back here, when he was speaking, here it is. I was frustrated with pro-heroism, so I'm thankful to Neo Heroes for showing me a new way of life. But he says he's frustrated, but he's just saying that for what it is. I was frustrated with pro-heroism. Yet at the same time, the only thing that happened was your arms got dipped in acid because of President Ugly. But that shouldn't have stopped you from wanting to be a hero, though. So, like I said, there's some other reason why he doesn't want to fight, which I'm pretty sure we'll find out later. Does it say we're getting another chapter? If it doesn't say we're getting another chapter, then that means that it doesn't say we're getting another chapter next week. It's just blank. I would not be surprised if we don't get one until November, because we tend to get like one chapter of One Punch Man, like what? A month? Like how we used to do back in the day. We used to get like one or two. Yeah, we used to get like 2 chapters within a month, and this is the second chapter of One Punch Man in October. So we may not get another one until November again. So I'm curious. I hope we get some chapters in the future dedicated to Black Luster. It's such a shame what's happening to him. It is, though. He's one of the coolest and most genuine dudes. One of the most genuine heroes who's on this team. He doesn't do it for fame or glory. He does it. He worked out in order to, like, get stronger so he could actually make a difference. And anytime he would do work as a pro hero, he's like one of the most genuine articles of being a hero. Back before the whole Monster Association raid arc that went on, he was like he was willing to do the work. He was willing to do the work and do the job in order to, be a hero. He did it without even second guessing himself, until he ran into President Ugly, who melted through his skin and basically permanently scarred his hands. This dude not only lost all will to fight, he lost all will to basically do anything. Because he was just left. He was just left on his knees, staring at his once indomitable muscles being melted because of that. Because if I remember correctly, he also has a patch on his chest that was burned by acid as well. That might be the reason why he's currently wearing a shirt right now. And wow, you know what? I never put 2 and 2 together until just now. The same spot where that star is on his shirt is the same spot where President Ugly scarred him on his chest. I just realized that. But now he's got black gloves on, he's got a shirt on to hide his shame. Because that moment broke him. We talked about this in length. Where the moment President Ugly scarred his muscles that he was proud that couldn't be moved or touched by anything, he lost all confidence in himself. All of it. He even tried working out again after the dust had settled, and he was like, I can't do this. He was that broken of an individual. So yeah, I'm with Ogata. I really hope we get a chapter or 2 dedicated to Black Luster and where his headspace is. It is not often we get helicopters over the neighborhood. Interesting. Yeah, I do hope we get some chapters dedicated to Black Luster, because the dude I feel like even after all this time that has passed since the events of the Monster Association raid, I feel like Black Luster still has so much to work through. The scans are currently up by 2 chapters, so hopefully in the next 2 weeks till it comes out on Viz. Yeah. I figured we would probably get 2 more chapters in November. And then we're going back to the same old format that we used to. But we'll see. We'll see. I really do hope we get some moments with Black Luster and find out where his headspace is at right now. Because we didn't even get a moment where he actually left the Heroes Association. I think someone mentioned it in the previous chapters. Someone in the chapters mentioned that Black Luster has gone. But I would very much love to find out where he is headspace-wise, as far as like how he's feeling right now. Because out of everyone that I want to really heal and to be okay, I ain't worried about King. Because King just gets by on sheer dumb luck and happenstance. I ain't worried about Saitama, or Genos, or Terrible Tornado, or Hellish Blizzard, or basically anyone else in the Heroes Association. I ain't worried about anyone else, but I am worried about Black Luster, because out of everyone, this dude was hurt the most, not just physically, but also mentally, by this whole raid on the Monsters Association. And he has not recovered at all. This dude has reached I remember the chapter of him using the punching bag in a sorrow state with Mizuki in the corner. I remember that too, because she was looking in, worried about, like, I hope he's okay. The dude was trying to get back into the swing of things, but whenever he looked at his hands, he could see, all he could remember was just the moment where his once peerless muscles were not enough to keep from getting scarred by President Ugly. And that mentally, that broke him. So out of everyone, I'm worried about him. I'm not worried about Second Gar or Metal Bat or even Diabolical Emperor who are infiltrating the Neo Heroes right now. I'm worried about Black Luster. Because out of all the heroes, he was like a good example of a genuine hero who did what he had to in order to, protect the civilians and be like an S-rank hero. Just basically exemplifies what a hero's supposed to be. He basically exemplified what a hero's supposed to be. And now he's in such a state where he's all like, yeah, I don't want to fight no more. I'll train people, but I don't have it in me to fight anymore. So I would love to find out what's going on with him. And hopefully we can get him to a point where he's willing to, brandish his muscles again, regardless of what happens to them. But that's just me being wishful and hopeful. So we'll have to see. But I still feel sorry for the guy, though. I really do. Out of everyone who got majorly scarred from the events of the Monsters Association raid, Black Luster had it the worst. He's not the type of, he was not, I was hoping he'd be the type of individual that could bounce back from like a bad day or a bad moment, but this man is still broken. You can see it on his face. He doesn't even, when you see him in this chapter, hold on. Let me see, it feels so weird because I don't know how to describe it. Like, when his muscles got scarred and broken through by President Ugly, I want to say it was a humbling of sorts, but I wouldn't call it that. Another word to call it would be a reality check. What would you call it? An eye-opening experience? That's another way you can call it. An eye-opening experience or a reality check. To the point where, hey, not everyone is invincible. Not everyone is Saitama. As much time as you put into your muscles to make them as large as they are, that doesn't guarantee that there isn't going to be someone that could surpass what you have worked so hard to achieve. This is literally every boss that has tried to fight Saitama, who thought that they reached the pinnacle of their strength, only to be utterly destroyed by him. That's the biggest and greatest example right there. This is better than freezing in the middle of a fight? Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. But it's still sad. It's still sad, though. Reality check, that's it. Thank you. Oh, it's okay. No prob. No prob. Let me see here. Like, if I go back over to him, he has his face, which was normally in a smile. You don't see him, you just see the sorrow in his eyes. His eyebrows raised in, I wouldn't even say frustration, just sadness that he's basically seen himself as a shadow of his former self. And mind you, I can't say that he's looking down and not giving everyone eye contact because he's technically the second tallest person in the room, so he has no choice but to look down towards everyone in order to speak to him. So you can't really tell if he's looking down in sorrow or if he's looking down to, talk to everybody else. But then you got the sumo guy who's questioning him. But yeah, there's always a stronger person out there, so never stop training. He may be training to get back to basics for now. We'll have to see, but PTSD needs time to heal. Yes, you're right. You're right. You're definitely right. But we'll see. We'll see. I hope Black Luster can get that luster back into his muscles again. Because I feel like going forward, we're probably going to need him. That's what I feel. Because with the Neo Heroes right now, I've already told you guys, when the Neo Heroes first showed up, when we first started hearing about them, I already told you I did not trust them. They got some other deal going on. And mind you, with McCoy also in this group as well, you already know it's going to be worse than whatever he was trying to pull when he was at the Heroes Association. Because with Neo Heroes, he can be in the top echelon, and they can actually endorse what he does, like nefarious stuff. Because they got groups. They literally have a gang in their group. One of them is an influencer who has hundreds of millions of followers, who is also bankrolling a lot that's going on with Neo Heroes. So I feel like whatever Neo Heroes has got going on is probably going to be much worse than what McCoy was doing. But at least he doesn't have Muzan levels of PTSD. Yeah, at least. I imagine he's going to meet a student that changes his perspective, and he has to grow to train the student properly. Hopefully, there will be a moment for Black Luster where he sees where he left off as far as being a hero is concerned. And that student, as Luwani says, is the reason why he, starts to buck up and starts to actually get back into the swing of being a hero again, despite what happened to him. Hopefully there is a moment like that where he goes like, why did I even become a hero in the first place? Oh, that's right. And he starts getting back into the swing of things. But only time will tell. And we'll have to wait until the next chapter comes out. But overall, while this wasn't like a major action-packed filled chapter, these introductions were nice. So we got Infershnave. I'm never going to get used to that name. We got Ryomon and his gang. Ryumon, not Ryomon. Ryumon and his group. We got Axel, the rollerblading guy. We have Zadats. Wait a minute. Is that name something backwards? Hold on. Zeidatats. Stadiez. Nope, it's not an actual word. Okay, I'm just overthinking it. All right. But yeah, very interesting chapter. We got introduced to everyone. But like I said, Webby Gather is my most intimidated person out of this entire group. Because there's something about her. When you get idols, we already had an example of an idol with a very shady side to them, which is a My Mask. We already got one of them. Now we're getting one who's trying to surpass a My Mask. Nah, she intimidates me. We need Luffy to give him Infershnave a nickname. Look, my mental thought process was to just call him Infernape from Pokemon. Just call him Infernape. Just call him that. Because that's the first thing my mind goes to when I hear Inferno or Infernape. That was the only thing that came to mind. But Webby Gather, she intimidates me the most out of everyone in this entire group. And I think the chapter where if we possibly see her break character and go ballistic, I feel like that one's going to stand out a whole lot. But that's my opinion on today's chapters. I said all the stuff that I wanted to say. Got some things to do, and I got something else that I need to be doing a little bit later on. But overall, I thought this was a nice chapter, getting introduced to everybody and seeing Second Gar, Metal Bat, and Diabolical Emperor still there as well, and they just chilling. And I don't think McCoy is aware that they're only there to infiltrate Neo Heroes to find out what they're truly trying to do, what their true goal is, and find out as much information as they can, as we all know. But yeah, I'm prattling. Please forgive me. I'm rambling again. Thought this was a nice chapter. Looking forward to the next one. But that's all I got for you guys for today, for this Wednesday. All I can say to you, to everyone, both veteran and new people here today, is hope you all enjoyed. Make sure you rest up. This is your rest day, or what's supposed to be. Yeah, I know. If we don't get a chapter of One Punch Man this next Wednesday, that will definitely be my rest day. So, But yeah, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples!